Sexy anymore.
My gal them get that paper, my man them get that dough. Anybody tryna get that money, let me see it get low.
For the weekend, when the sun comes up, we'll go. You grab your friend,
I'll grab my friend.
you can hop into my
Big Mercedes, big Mercedes.
It's your boy Sweet.
Wow, doesn't this music just make you want to jiggle and dance to the beat? That was Sway with Mercedes Benz. I told you I'd like one. They're probably about 20 grand or something. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little introduction to a very, very, very big artist who is making waves within the UK. So for those of you who do not know, Sway is one of Britain's leading rappers in the music industry. He's currently signed to Akon's record label, Konvict Music. Sway is a Mercury Prize nominee and a winner of the prestigious Mobo Award, and is currently promoting his new mixtape, The Delivery. Sway, welcome to Clear Spot. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, my lovely.
That's great.
Now, we've just seen a wonderful new year in 2010. How did you spend it?
I was actually in Ghana, West Africa, which is where both my parents are from. I was doing some work and some business and relaxing out there. So, you know, I spent it in a nice way in my homeland, and, you know, it's a nice way to see in a new decade.
It's always good to be in the sunshine, getting some vitamin E, isn't it?
Definite, man. I came back to snow, so I was pretty disappointed. But, you know, it's all good, though.
I know you've mentioned your heritage and quite frequently throughout your songs and throughout, you know, the music. And why is it so important to represent and go back to the motherland?
I think what makes you stand out as an artist, as somebody creative, is using the elements that make you who you are within your creative art. You know, so like at the end of the day, like my parents are from West Africa, Ghana. You know, I was raised in a Muslim and Christian household. You know, these are all elements that go towards making me the person who I am. And I feel as though the more I project those elements within my music, the more unique I can be, because nobody else will have that same story exactly, you know. So I think it's very important to highlight your culture and your origin within your music. And also, it also helps you gain a fan base, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there like you, and, you know, you can become the voice of that community, which is what happened in my situation.
And I think that makes you quite popular, because when I told my listeners that you were coming on the show for an interview, I got inundated with loads of messages. And I think it's because you embrace who you are as a person so eloquently. Now, I know that you have a brand new mixtape coming out called The Delivery. Tell us all about it.
Well, basically, I'm working on my new album, which is going to come out later down the line. But, you know, sometimes, you know, the industry moves so fast and things change so much. It's like, it's so crazy. It's 2010 now. It was 2006 when I released my first album, and that feels like it was yesterday. But within that time, so much has changed, and so many new artists have come along, and the nature of the industry has changed. Like the whole internet, being able to buy singles on the internet is allowing, you know, people of with less money to be able to top the charts, because now it's all about internet marketing and stuff like that. The industry changed, but and while the industry changes, people usually forget the reason why you are where you are, and every now and then you have to, you know, go back to your element and prove yourself. And with that, that's what I've done with the Delivery mixtape. It's just like it's no songs that I'm intending to try and get into the charts or anything like that. It's just straight me showing my skills as the rapper that I was when I came into the industry, just as a reminder for all the new music fans and all my old fans that, you know, I still do this. So, you know what I mean? That's what it is. It's more like a gift to my fans.
And is there any collaborations on there?
Yeah, there are quite a few collaborations on there. Actually, Mr. Hudson's on there. Which
Wow.
called...
He signed to Kanye West's label, is that correct?
Yeah, Hudson signed to Kanye West. He's on there. I got Styles P on there. Small World. I got who else is there? It's quite a few names.
Loads.
Bashi's on there. You know what I mean? There's quite eclectic taste of people.
Excellent.
You know, it's going to be a great release.
So we'll definitely look forward to that. What have you got a release date yet?
Oh, February the 14th.
Okay, people. So February the 14th. So it'll be available on iTunes, Amazon, that kind of thing?
It's not for sale. It's actually a free mixtape.
Wow.
Yeah, it can only be downloaded from my website, which is Sway akon.uk.com, and it will be a free download available on February the 14th.
I tell you, we do love our freeness round here in South London, London Bridge. So we look forward to that, and we'll get that website a little bit later on up in the show. Now, I'm really, proud of your accomplishments, because you actually got signed to Akon's label, Konvict Music, and he's worked with legends like Michael Jackson. So how is it working with someone so close like that?
Sometimes it's kind of like it doesn't really sink in until you're away from the situation or until you speak to other people. For example, like when I was recording the track that I have with Akon, Silver and Gold, I was flown out to Canada to record it while he was on tour, because it was like, that's how he moves. He tours at the same time he's recording, and he's in and out of studios all the time, and that was the only time that we could really knock out the record. And at the same time we're in the studio, there was one period where he was on the phone to Michael Jackson, rest in peace, he was on the phone to Michael Jackson talking about a record that they'd done. Then he got off the phone, and then he was working on a Lionel Richie record, and then we'd get out the tour bus, and there was Sean Paul and Wyclef who were on the tour as well. And it's like all of this stuff seems so normal to me, because it's been a gradual process. But when I get back to London and I'm telling people the stories, like, the other day I was with Akon and he was speaking to Michael Jackson, people are looking at me, things like you have no idea how close you are to some of the legendary people in this world, and especially to be able to connect with Akon on a one-to-one like that, where he's really checking for you and he wants to push you, is like something that you can't take for granted. And I look back at that and I think, you know what, people are actually right, and I've been very fortunate and been put in a very blessed situation of where I've been able to meet so many great people in the music industry.
Because, you've been on your grind from since, AKA was called Channel U, and you was doing it all independently, and you're actually a producer yourself. So,
yeah,
of course, this is just a manifestation of all the beauty that is, within your music and your artistry and what you're doing to raise the platform. Now, I know that you're a Michael Jackson fan because I actually saw your tribute video to him, which was done 2 days after his death. Can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration to put that together so quickly?
Basically what it was, when I found out the news about Michael Jackson passing away, it's like Michael Jackson is like everybody's uncle, because it's like everybody, nearly everybody, every culture, every household has been raised on Michael Jackson music. It's kind of been like the soundtrack. If you were born anywhere from the 70s onwards, like Michael Jackson would be the soundtrack to your life, So when I found out the news about Michael Jackson dying, I knew it was inevitable that, all legends have to go one day. I knew it was inevitable, and it's selfish of us to think that, Michael Jackson should stay around forever and live in the public eye for the sake of us, his fans. He has to have his resting time as well. But we were all saddened by the situation. We were all like, we're not going to hear no new Michael Jackson material. There's not going to be, although some of the scandal was negative, it's always good to see Michael on the TV. And, people might, ridicule his face and how he looks. But at the end of the day, when it comes to that party time, everybody's dancing to Michael Jackson music. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was a great figure who's going to be very missed. So I decided that I was going to write a tribute, just for myself, like basically just for me to that kind of get off how I felt about the situation off my chest, because I do that sometimes. I write about how I feel about certain situations, and I decided, you know what, I like this tribute. I don't want people to think I'm trying to capitalize off the hype of Michael Jackson's death.
Yeah, it's genuine, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I did is I went on either my Facebook or my Twitter, and I just said to my followers, I've done this Michael Jackson tribute. If you send me your email address, I will send you the track. And I was hoping to get like maybe 80 people or something, where I could just do one bulk email and send it out. Within 10 minutes, I had like 300 email addresses. So it's kind of
wow.
Right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put up a link on the website, and you can download it. And then within like 6 hours, there was like 20,000 downloads of it. You know what I mean? It just totally rocketed, and I had people even from record labels calling me up saying, we want to release this, and I was just kind of like, I can't make money off this situation. It's just has to go out there. People was like, do it for charity, do it for this, do it. And I was like, no, it's just a track that just epitomizes the way I feel. Yeah. I just wanted to go out there for the fans, but it's there for people to download. I mean, like it's had close to 500,000 views on YouTube, and it's constantly being downloaded. I think we're well over
Do we go to your website to download it or on YouTube?
It's actually on the Delivery Mixtape. It will be it features on the Delivery Mixtape.
Wonderful. So we can get that. And I mean, listeners, please do get a copy because it sounded like poetry rap. That's the best way to just describe it. And, you know, I couldn't really listen to it all without having a tear in my eye and feeling choked up. And I felt your sincerity, you know, and I love the picture display that you had. And what's the actual title of it?
It's called King Full Stop.
The King Full Stop. Right, perfect. That's absolutely beautiful. Now, Michael Jackson, he came from America, which is such a big state. And I know that you've been touring a lot there as well. And I'll never forget watching you on BET. And you was on 106 and Park.
Yeah.
Now, I was just like, wow, that is amazing, because that's a big show where all the A-list celebrities go and, you know, our UK North London rappers up there in the place. So what kind of experience was that like for you?
Oh, that was a great experience, man. I mean, like, you know, it's like Americans are like, they're really open to what the UK have to offer. You know, I mean, a lot of people don't see this when they go over there, but, you know, if you spend enough time with Americans, you'll realize that they actually do enjoy the British culture and they want to see more of it. And so I was given the opportunity to go on 106 and Park. You know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to have people in the right places that could put me up on that pedestal, and I've done it. And it was like an introduction, and I think I was possibly one of the first UK rappers ever to go on 106 and Park, and it was just...
Congratulations.
No, thank you very much.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to do a quick fire round. I don't want you to think. I just want you to answer straight away what you think is the natural answer. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Jerk chicken or Dixie chicken?
Jerk chicken.
Snow or thunderstorms?
Thunderstorms.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
The gym or the beach?
Beach.
Vindaloo or Korma?
Korma.
President Obama or Gordon Brown?
Obama.
Chocolate or Haribo's?
Chocolate.
Weaves or wigs?
Excuse me?
Weaves or wigs?
Weaves or wigs? Wigs.
You paused there. Excellent. Congratulations. We got through. Well done, Sway. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you on the show. Now, rapper Ty, he has a new album coming out this year called A Special Kind of Fool. And you're actually featured on one of the tracks. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in that?
Well, Ty is somebody, like, when I was like 16, I remember Ty hosting open mic shows in Camden Jazz Cafe. I remember one specific time where the first time I saw Ty, he was quite popular in the UK hip-hop scene, and, you know, I remember I was itching to grab the microphone, and I kept trying to nudge him and get his attention so I could get the microphone, and I remember he put me on the stage. I don't even think he remembers that, but that was a long time ago, so I've always been aware of Ty's music, and we've always had a mutual respect for each other, because when I came out into the industry, a lot of the UK hip-hop legends and people who had been doing it for a long time, they actually, you know, got behind me and embraced the fact that I was a new person that was trying out the grime thing and trying out the UK hip-hop thing, and I was really crossing the boundaries in terms of the style of music I was doing. It couldn't be put into a box. And so, you know, Ty is one of the people who really looked out for me and watched my progress. And I linked up with him in France for a show, and we started talking, and we said, you know what, this collaboration is long overdue. I was like, you know what, when you're ready, send me the record.
Wow.
Record, and I went to the studio, I vocaled the record, I sent him the parts back. He sent me the finished thing, I loved the record, and now it's on his album. And, you know, it's a great honor working with somebody in the UK hip-hop industry that's so well respected and that's managed to keep a good momentum throughout his career.
Wow, that's excellent. That is absolutely wonderful, and I can't wait to hear that. Now, your name's Sway. What does it mean? How did you get it?
To be honest with you, I told the complete and utter truth. It had no real meaning in the beginning. You know, it was just like, you know, a guy in my school was called Swift. I wanted the name Swift. I couldn't have the name Swift, so I went for the next best thing, which was Sway, which, you know, happened to work well for me because of the kind of situation I've always been brought up in. Like I was saying earlier, that my mom's a Christian and my dad's a Muslim. So it's kind of like I've always had to go from one side to the other. Even the area of London I grew up in was a place called Hornsey, which was in between Wood Green and Muswell Hill. You have Muswell Hill, which is like, you know, a middle-class area, a lot of professionals that live there and people with some decent amount of money, whereas Wood Green has got a lot of the council estates and, you know, maybe the crime rate is a bit higher. and I was bang in the middle of all of that, so I was influenced by both sides of the neighborhood.